Why, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Now let's go down memory lane. You guys remember a few months back, there were two Maams that recently took part in a Kentucky track meet. And to no one's surprise, Mam 1 and Mam 2 took first and second place. Here's a little trip
She
down
was
memory
edged
lane.
out of the top 6 spots, in part by two transgender runners.
Go Selena! Go Selena! Come on, you gotta go! Go Selena, come on!
Now, shortly after that meet, one of the girls by the name of Selena Soule came out and started talking to news outlets about how unfair this is, because apparently this 14-year-old has more brains than this entire nation combined. Anyways, so she's once again making the rounds talking about her story. And here's some of the criticisms this girl has faced.
I have been labeled as transphobic, and I have been labeled as a sore loser, and that I should just try harder and train faster. And I do that, but there's no way I can be physically competitive with someone who is a male.
Now, once again, this is her anecdotal accounts. I can't really say one way or the other, but of course I believe her. It's no surprise that she faced that. As a matter of fact, most of us would speculate that that's what would have happened. Now, for anyone saying that this girl needs to train harder, clearly you've never played sports. Just sit this one out. You've clearly never competed against anyone, let alone a ma'am, if you are of the girl variety. Although, I don't really know what that phrase means anymore. Now, in this particular case, she makes a very important case against transgender people participating. And if you have kids who are, vying for college scholarships, do listen to this. Now, she would have been in the finals had it not been for those two Mams. If she finished 8th position, had she finished 6th or 7th, she would have qualified to the next stage. And there's also other ramifications with regards to college is concerned. Let's let Selena explain this.
The preliminary round, I ran close to my personal best, only a hundredth of a second off of my best. And I came in 8th place, and top 7 qualify for the final, and the top 6 advance to the New England regional meet. And because there were two transgender athletes, that bumped me down to 8th place. And if they weren't there, then I would have been the 6th girl. I would have been ensured a spot in the finals.
Exactly. Now listen, I know I'm going to be a hypocrite, but the fact is, if this is allowed to continue, and my son wants to go to college, I mean, I don't have a son. I'm hoping someday I do have a kid. And if he turns out to be a son, he wants to go to college, he sucks at sports, and I can't afford to pay for college, he is getting the scholarship that is reserved for your daughter if this madness continues. I'm just saying that's how it's going to be. Now, what's also important to point out is because last month, the Equality Act got passed in the House. The Equality Act makes sexual identification a protected class, which would effectively allow all the Mams to compete in all the sports, if you know what I mean. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, the Senate will stop this, we have a president who will stop this. That's a short-term fix. You cannot guarantee a Republican-controlled Senate forever. You cannot guarantee a Republican president forever. If this thing takes momentum, your daughters, if you have sisters, will never get a college scholarship. Again, mark my words, I'm going to start identifying as a woman and start getting into some of them college money. There's a lot of money that goes into it. Now, as it turns out, a lot of people, and once again, this is also not unexpected, are making this about, well, you can guess. The Mams, they happen to be melanated. The girl happens to be a honky. So you guys can understand where this is going. Yes, one of the Mams' father made this about race. Now, if you look at this situation and the first thing that pops out is that the two Mams have more melanin than the girl, listen, I'm no moral philosopher, I'm no intellectual, but as one of the greatest philosophers of our time has wisely said,
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
if you care about women's sports, take this very, very seriously. Spread this news around. Spread Selena's story around. I will link below the interview that she recently made with the Daily Caller. Share it with your friends. Share it with your, I don't know, anyone who's interested in female sports, college administrators, and so on. This could effectively make or break female sports at the collegiate levels. And here's something really important that Selena points out. And if you do not think more Maams are going to exploit this, you are absolutely insane.
Because on the results pages from the meets, there's no identification that these two athletes are transgender. They're either listed under the boys' races or the girls' races. And unless the college coach would go and type into Google these athletes' names, or have watched one of the TV show segments on this, they would have no idea that these athletes are transgender. But they're going to see that their times are way higher than any other girl in the field, and they're going to want to recruit or try to recruit those two athletes.
Exactly. So, women and advocates that apparently like women, this is your fight. This is your fight. Could you people please stand up for Selena here? Could you for once put those goddamn pussy hats to some good use? Police! Well, you guys, that's all I had to say. I will talk to you guys later. Take care.